You are listening to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss our RC adventures.
Welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss the ups and downs of the new RC Flyer. Join your hosts, Michael and Jay, as they take flight at the park. Now on with the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast. I'm Michael from Arizona. With me always are my good friends.
Jay from the hills of Texas.
And Shannon G in Mesa, AZ.
And we'd like to welcome you to our podcast. We appreciate your patronage. Thank you very much for joining us. We always look forward to you listeners reaching out and giving us a like, a subscribe. Help us with our channel. Give us a thumbs up there on our YouTube channel. I've been starting to get more and more listeners and some people responding, so we appreciate that. We always love to hear from our listeners. It's always a pleasure. So we may not respond quite as fast as we could. A bunch of old guys and technology still kind of, I'm all like, hey, somebody respond. Oh crap. That was like 3 days ago.
My quill is out of ink.
My quill
I cannot reply.
I must get a squid.
That's right. Squeeze the ink out of it. That is funny. So, well, we're excited about this episode. It is coming out prior to all of our events. The first event coming up is our Winter Warbirds event, and that's held at Sun Valley, and we're all excited about that. There's a couple guys that have asked, when those dates were, and they're going to try and come out. And then, Tony does a really good job with that, and it's always a fun time. And I think Shannon and I will try to be out there. I know there's a couple other guys that are wanting to come out. And then right after that, what is it? 2 weeks later, a week later, 1 week later, 1 week later is the Arizona Electric Festival, which we're excited to see. I think is the not an inaugural year, like a 29th or 30th or something, but
it's the 21st, so now it's legal to drink.
Oh, there you go. So the Electric Festival is almost an adult.
That's right. So it's coming along really good. We're our sponsors are lining up, sending us products. Mm-hmm. And we're already got registrations been open for a while. Got quite a few registrations already, so that's good. That's always a good sign that people are coming out. I've got people from San Diego. I already know that are coming.
Wow.
A couple of people from California, like Southern California too, New Mexico, I think Vegas area. Some of the guys from St. George are going to try to come down. So and then I've got a lot of people from like just south, like Tucson, Sierra Vista, that are coming down. Part of our sponsors will be well represented. I don't know if you guys saw it. I've had a logo for the AEF since I took over, kind of like the, AEF. It's got like the wings. We'll put something in there, a picture or something. Well, I figured, this is the 21st, and I had seen a logo for.
There you go.
There you go. That's the good one. Yep. And will always be the logo. But what I did is I went something a little different for the 21st. And even though we just had the 20th, that Eddie came up with a great logo that was on the shirt. He does all that. But I was thinking, I saw this logo of a fighter squadron, like the 21st, and they had playing cards, like a jack and an ace, 21 blackjack.
Right.
So I'm like, well, I kind of want something like that. And so I kind of like, okay, let's play with this. And my Photoshop skills are intermediate at best, even though I do some of that stuff for a living, but I don't doctor too many photos. But I'm like, oh, I'll try something. So I actually came up with something. I think it's on the Facebook page for AEF, but I think it came out pretty cool.
Hey, look at that. That is very cool. Ooh, look at those aircraft.
That's nice. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so
that is nice.
I've had like a pack of those airplane recognition cards since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I started looking, I go, man, I like to find like what's a good jack and what's a good ace.
Yeah.
And I was going to try and have like one prop and one jet, but like the colors of the cards were too different. It would have looked wrong.
Right.
So I just picked like the jack and the ace, and it just happened to be the F4 Phantom and the F-14 Tomcat, which are probably the two best jets in existence, as we all history, at least in film history. So I kind of grafted those on there, and I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm excited.
I think it looks great.
And today I just ordered the decals, commemorative decals that all of the pilots will get one of.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so I got to bring some extra cash for a shirt or a hat or whatever else.
There you go. Yeah. So Eddie, as far as I know, Eddie's doing the shirts now, but I kind of like said, I sent this over to him. I sent it over in like the format he can, split up the colors and and do it that way. So I'm excited. Yeah, I was like, I got something in my head just said I'm going to make my own logo this year. I can,
There you go.
And Eddie will clean it up and make it even better on the shirt. So
that's even better. Well, that's exciting. I think that's a really cool looking logo.
Well, thank you.
It's going to look good on a shirt, and I'm excited.
We're doing the usual Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just wide open frying on Friday. Saturday we'll do our traditional noon show, and what we're hoping for, we'll do our usual gaggles, which include World War II jets, weather permitting, the UMXs. That's always a kick when you get all the UMXs out there. There's a couple guys. If I can get a couple more guys, I'd like to do like a World War I, kind of dawn patrol, because that's always kind of cool. We usually do that for a lot of the more scale events too. But there's just not as many electric guys with World War I planes for whatever reason. I don't know why. But so hopefully we get a few out there. Do that. And then the big new one is the T-28. So if you got the big, which you have, bring your big.
I have that.
Bring your big T-28. We're going to do a count right now, probably 6 to 7. And we'll have in the air. So that's why I'd like to see up. And we'll kind of do like a mock demo race, so it's okay, you go ahead and you slow down, you speed, just kind of talk through, just I don't want people bashing into each other,
Right. We've seen that before. Those are pretty exciting though.
They are, but not with that big a plane. That's a little dangerous.
Yeah, that is a big airplane.
Yeah. And then the other cool thing is we're also going to do an EF1 demo race. I think I got 4 guys to do it this year. Plus, we're hoping, if I can get my act together, there's a new racing class we're trying to get going. It's called E2K. It came from Europe and Australia. The planes are 3D printed.
Okay.
And so I have one. I just got to put it together. I got to order all the other, like the carbon rods and the screws and things. But they're kind of small, but they're really quick. They're real easy to put together. And I think we get enough of them together. We at least do a demo, because we're trying to kind of get another class going. Because the EF1, there's only a few planes you can even buy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of dying off. And this is like, for about half the cost, you can have just as much fun, is what I am trying to kind of.
So is it a specific airplane or any 3D airplane?
No, it's a specific design. It's called the E2K. It's a very, and there's a balsa wood, composite version of it somewhere for sale too, but the 3D printed, just Bob Ruff, another one of our guys who just loves 3D printing. Right. He's just pushing, so he's just handing them out left and right. He's like, here's the 3D printed part. You just got to put in the servos, couple 9-gram servos, motor and speed control, and 3-cell 2200, and you're good to go. I mean, it's everything else is in the box, ready to go. I got a white and orange one. I just got to put it together. So
because I have that mini Infinity wing. I was okay, like, that thing's pretty fast too, right?
Oh yeah,
it's pretty quick.
Oh yeah, we can race the little Crescendos too. I mean, those are quick.
Those are quick as well. Yeah.
So maybe we'll do it. Yeah, bring your Crescendos, because we'll try to squeeze those in too.
Perfect.
I'm gonna do the Night Fly as always.
Yep.
And
the Walrus ready for that.
Yeah, I am the Walrus. Cuckoo.
Yeah, I just looked up the that EK2 plane or whatever, and it reminds me of like the little ugly sticks. That's what they look
Quickie.
like.
It's basically like a mini Quickie.
Quickie? Okay.
Quickie, so like a Quickie 500 or.
I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's a pretty simple plane.
Oh, it's real simple, and just I got a box, mailbox full of parts from.
What is it?
E2K. Yeah. Echo to Kangaroo. Yeah. Australia. Get it? Kangaroo.
Yeah. Huh, look at that. It's E2K Pylon Racer. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks. It does look like a ugly stick or something like that. It's got like a boxy.
The little mini ugly sticker.
Yeah,
that one is one of those.
There.
And cool there's 2 tails, so I guess it depends on where you race at. In Europe, they don't have the wheels and they don't have a rudder. They hand launch them.
Okay.
But in Australia, they do wheels and then they put the rudder on. And for the rudder, we're just using like a 2-gram, like the little real tiny servo just for the rudder. Everything else is, you got a couple 9 grams just to.
That's pretty cool.
The ailerons and elevators. So yeah, if we get it going, I think it'd be fun. And
that'd be kind of interesting. It'd be kind of cool. It'll give me a workout on my new 3D
cheap.
printer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the cool thing. If you break it, you just print another one.
Print another one out.
There you
Can't
go.
go wrong with that. I wish that was easy with balsa stuff. You just print out a balsa airplane.
Yeah.
You just grow another tree, man.
I know.
Wait 20 years,
Cut it down.
you're good to go.
That's it. And then you just plane it all out, and then have Jay cut it with his laser, and then that'll
Oh, there you go.
that'll work. So that'll only take another year.
So a couple weeks ago, I had I do lift on the side, as you guys guys know, and I pick up a guy right outside of 12 News here, locally here in the Valley.
Oh, cool.
And he, he's wearing 12 News logo stuff. I go, hey, what do you do for 12 News? He says, oh, I'm one of the creators. I go out and I shoot stuff and make like, I need to talk to somebody like you.
Yeah, no doubt.
We have this great event called the Arizona Electric Festival. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I talked to him, and he took, he's got the website, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll try to make it out there. He says, just make sure you send another reminder, but yeah, I'll remember. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll try to come out there for that. So hopefully we'll have 12 News, if not anybody else, come out, one of the days,
right,
to get the ball rolling. So,
well, you know,
so who came out last year?
Last year,
3, I think.
No, Channel 10, Fox 10. Yeah,
oh yeah,
Fox 10. Yeah, so they came out, and that definitely upped our attendance on Saturday and even Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do, like, I always try to get more people to stay on Sunday because everyone usually just ups and leaves. But
right,
hopefully we can get a few more guys. Quitters, yeah. It's like we're there to the end. So.
Yeah, this year is gonna be a little tough though. I think Super Bowl's that day.
Yeah, we'll be wrapped up before like noon, because what the game's at 4:30.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's 4:30, so we'll be out of there long and plenty of time before that.
Gotcha. Well, no worries. That'll work.
That, because and I think as we mentioned, I usually don't book it on that weekend. I try to avoid it like the plague, because we have that, and we have the waste management here. And so my kind of thing is I'm pushing to the news stations is, if you're tired of golf and football, why don't you come out and watch some model airplanes fly? And
that's it.
That's kind of what I'm pushing, that, hey, there's other stuff to do in the Valley besides golf and football.
Yeah, just watch some golf, football, or cars.
Golf, disc golf,
Disc golf, yes, golf. Well, my wife said to thank you for not pushing it to the 14th, because you did that one year, and that was we wound up spending the whole weekend there, and she's like, it's Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, what do you know? So yeah,
so
those were great.
You're with the two things you love, her and airplanes.
Yeah, it was funny.
What's the second one?
Right, when I was really young, when I was really, really super young. Actually, Shannon's seen it, but when I was super young, my wife would always have a guitar, and my wife would say, "You hold that guitar more than you hold me." So I actually had a custom built guitar, a Gibson, custom built, that had put her name in the stock. That way I won't ever be accused of not holding.
Yeah.
So,
very smart.
Anyway, that's the one that Eddie was playing, the one that he shut up. So,
you're
very
smarter
cool.
than you look, Mike.
I know, right? Sometimes. Of course, she didn't think it was funny, but I thought it was hilarious.
Come on.
It was great. I was going to tell you, too, that I just got on the phone a few minutes ago with Scott Berryman. He's been on our podcast before. He's from up in Colorado. So he was talking about trying to figure out if he could make it down for this event.
Nice.
Well. So
awesome.
If he comes down, you'll have somebody from Colorado there, too. So
hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So he's trying to figure out if he's got, I know he's got the day off, but he's like, yeah, I got to decide if he's going to fly before then and come down or just come hang out with me. I think he was trying to make Winter Warbirds too, but that's 2 weekends in a row is kind of tough. So
yeah,
but we'll figure it out. Whichever one he's going to shoot.
So. Sadly, with Winter Warbirds week before, our club meeting is that Saturday. So I don't know if I'm going to make it out. I'm going to try to come out afterwards.
Yeah.
We used to have both our club meeting and our board meeting at the same day. We're getting away from that, luckily. So I won't have quite as much time as invested. So I'll probably sneak out after the club meeting.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. I think there's a couple of us that'll be up there. So I'm trying to figure it out. Hopefully I'll be there. I got to look at my schedule. I think
if I came out by like noon, then we can still throw something together and
absolutely.
In the air.
I can do that. So no worries. Well, what else is exciting? You said you had a couple of other items that we got vendors. Any new vendors this year?
So right now for vendors, we've got good old House of Balsa and Zap, and Zap's a little different this year because Paul was the West Coast distributor, but he just decided it's time for him to kind of come back a little bit. So he sold it back to Robart. So he's still a rep for him. So he's going to come out and do that. But he's going to try and bring out more of his House of Balsa stuff. He's going to start to get more of that back out, and some of his kits and other accessories that he used to make. So
yeah, he used to bring a lot of those boxes out. I know that's a lot of work, but he brings a lot of those kits out.
Yeah. And then Superstition Hobbies. I went and talked with the gang over there. They'll be out setting up a booth, and they were going to try to do Jet Rally, since I know they went to another event the week before. I think it was a helicopter event or something, so they couldn't make it, but they're definitely going to be out there. We're going to have, I'm pretty sure, FR Sky, Hobby Wing. I already talked with Hobby Wing. They're going to put something together, and then E-Power. I'm not sure if there's a family involved with E-Power, and it's either Sam and Mom or Ron and family. So whichever one shows up, we're good with. There was somebody else that was talking about having a booth, and it's escaping me, and I apologize, whoever that is. But I've already got stuff in the mail. I got Flight Test sent some nice stuff. I got
that's cool.
RC battery stuff's in the mail. I already saw the tracking for that. I just ordered the stickers, so we'll have those for the pilots. So I try to add a little value for everything we got going on, and
sure.
Trying to think what else. We're still, a lot of the sponsors and vendors, we just wait. They kind of wait till like the week or two before, sometimes. Yeah, and they just come out of the woodwork all of a sudden. Right. Because between me and James Lashman, my co-CD, we both kind of hit the same, we're separate, sponsors, but we know who we're going after. So
they kind of the same people.
Yeah. So
we totally get it. But,
and
then James is. Go ahead.
The best part is, of course, having Park Flyer Podcast as part of AEF, because there we go.
There it is.
Kinda, wasn't for AEF, but we wouldn't be here probably.
That's true.
So
it's always a pleasure to attend, and we've been doing it for many, many years. So we're excited.
The first couple in secret.
Yeah, well, we came out and just kind of did our thing, but and I think Mike was there a couple of years even before that. So, but yeah, we enjoy it, and it's always been a good part of our. Yeah, I look forward to it every year. So I literally bid my vacation around it. So I'm usually on vacation when I go.
It's how I keep myself supplied in glue.
That's it. Yeah. I got Zap glue for years.
Stock up.
Yeah. Although, if you leave that out in Arizona, it goes bad. So put it in your refrigerator.
Mine's in my fridge.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I have mine in my fridge.
That's the way to do it.
But it's funny because when you open the fridge, it's just like, it looks like I just invaded a Zap glue factory, because there's like every size, shape, big ones, little ones, all the little minis. Those are the best though. The little,
because you can carry them in your pack.
Yeah, the little blister pack that has like 6 of them in there.
Ones. Oh, I love those.
Oh my gosh, I love those things. You just kind of put the cap in, just use it up, and then just pitch it. So it's not like you have to worry about it or clean the nozzle or any of that other crap.
Yep. I get as many of those as I can when Paul's here.
Yeah, I do too. Because people leave them around. They're all like, oh well, and they leave it on the table, and I'm like, oh, is this yours? No. Okay, it's mine now.
Yeah. And we're going a little more simple though for the. Like for the pilot and staff, if you remember at the Jet Rally, we just did like little wrist, little rubber wrist bracelets.
Yeah.
We're just going to do those, and of course the number on the back, and then you can fill out your pilot information. But I just figured, I'm filling out those cards all the time, and I'm making them. It's like, I don't think anybody really appreciates them as much as I do. So right. I'm like, let's just do that. That'll be nice and simple. So
no worries.
One less thing to worry about, but.
Well, and a lot of us, like, I have a name tag on my hat usually anyway from Sun Valley or wherever I'm at. And, I usually do all that kind of stuff. So it, finding people, and it's good that people can just go up and ask, hey, what's your name? Kind of meet each other.
What I still might do, though, just to have, and I this is something that just kind of came to me, I'm going to get a thing of those, hello, my name is stickers, just to have there. And if you want to fill one out, great. Just do it. Boom, slap it on.
It's a good idea.
Not your official badge to get in the place, but
right. I do like the bands though; those were awesome. I thought that was a great idea. Oh yeah,
yeah.
And it's not like when people come in and out of the gates, that's like exactly. If you just look down, they got a green band on. They're supposed to be there. If they got a red one on, then they're a crew, and if they don't have one on, then you go, hey, where's your band? So
yeah, I think I got orange ones for everybody, and then white for the staff. So
Yeah, whatever
You know,
works. I don't
switch
care
up a
what they
little
call the
bit.
color,
It's
but
a little
which in the
spicier.
color.
So are the band guards
Orange.
going to have tasers this year or what?
That's it.
No band? Oh, here. You
Yeah,
can't
they're
find
like
your
shot-
band.
they're
Better find it.
They're like reverse shot collars. If you don't have one, you get zapped.
Tasers.
Ah!
That's terrible.
Fire up old Sparky.
Good old cattle prods for the
I know,
gate
right?
cards. There we go.
All right, so where can we go to register? Because I still need to do that.
So we can go to www.azmodelaviators.com and just look for the Arizona Arizona Electric Festival link under the events, and it goes right to filling it out. And we're just same price, $60 for the whole weekend.
Awesome.
Doing 25 a day if you do it in person. Just don't get all the perks like the one thing we haven't even mentioned was the pilot raffle, which is where all the pilots or all the sponsors wares and stuff goes to all the pilots.
In the background, there's my pilot.
Yeah, he got a Viper jet.
Yeah.
Everybody got something
yeah.
last year. The three of you guys got big airplanes, and I wound up with a couple batteries.
Yeah, we've prided ourselves that every pilot gets something. So I can't give everybody an airplane, sadly, but
No.
it's, and as you guys know, it's totally we do a blind round robin draw. You just you pick a chip, that's the number you get, and there's no cheat, no nothing. It's just you get what you get. So
right.
And if you want to trade afterwards, or
I've seen that happen.
Oh yeah, it's like a white elephant gift exchange. Oh, I got that instead.
Yeah, even Shannon tried to trade with me with some turbine oil. Wound up getting somebody else got it to him there. He's like, "What did you get?" And I go, "Well, let me see what I get, and then I'll tell you if I want the turbine oil or not." And then I wound up getting something that I didn't need either, so I didn't need either.
And I couldn't use either at the time.
So it was funny.
Yeah.
So, but it worked. That was very, very cool. So, we're excited. We're getting ready for it. I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row, get all my stuff finished, so I can get some airplanes and prepared and ready to go. But I got to pull my trailer around and start loading it up.
Yeah. So yesterday I went out to go fly in, and I only took one airplane. I took my P8 Poseidon, the 737.
Yeah.
And I get out there, and I get it all set up. It takes a little while to get it all set up, and I get out in the flight line, and the rudder just goes like just barn doors to one side, and then I'm like playing with it, barn doors the other side. I'm like, oh great. So I take it off. It's a pretty easy part to take off, and like when I took the servo out and just went circles, and I was like, And the guy's like, well, you can just you don't need to fly it with a rudder. I'm like,
who needs that piece?
Yeah,
landing
So
gear.
Most people can't do this anyway with their thumbs.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Yeah. Well, there's some planes I wouldn't care. I've actually have a couple EDFs that don't have a rudder, but
That's true.
But the the cheaper earlier pre-wing ones. But this plane's a pretty good sized plane, and
you probably
I like
need
to have
it.
that. Yeah, so I took it apart and like I got a servo somewhere. I'll put it in there, but just when you hate when you get that all set up and wah.
I have done that before.
Sounds like you had
Well,
a
at least you didn't
there.
forget your radio. We've done that before too.
Oh,
Get everything, all your setup, and for a turbine, that's even more, because that's like a 20-minute setup or 30-minute setup. Then you look down and go, "What the heck?" And you realize, your radio's sitting on your bench.
You put it
back at the shop.
right next to the door so you wouldn't forget it.
I did.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's exactly what happened. So, lucky for me, I got friends that'll be like, here you go, just go fly this one. So it usually works out.
Yep.
So I don't have to worry too much about it, but it works out. So we have fun. Well, good. Well, so you'll have that one ready. It sounds
Pretty
like.
sure. I'm hoping to have. I don't have any like new planes. I've got planes that I haven't. Well, I have a Pilatus Porter.
Right.
That I'm converting to electric, and I just have to mount the motor and put the speed control in. That's really all I got to do, and then mount the cowl. So I just need to do it. So hopefully in the next couple of days, maybe I have tomorrow off, so hopefully I can get some of these little things done. And
very cool.
And my F4 that I got not that long ago, I kind of bumbled the nose gear on the last landing, so I'm going to fix that. And then I think my flap elevator mix is just too severe, so I have to fix that because I'm keep bouncing my landing. So hopefully I'll have that fixed before then. So
cool.
We'll see what else. I'm sure there's something else I can put
So
together.
normally for the electric festival, we bring the motorhome out, we provide security and all that kind of stuff. And so I was getting some stuff ready the other day, and I kept hearing this beeping noise out of the garage, and I was like, "What the heck is that noise?" So I went out there and I'm digging around trying to figure out what it is, and come to find out, it's the there's two sensors in the motorhome. That's one is a propane sensor and the other one is a carbon monoxide detector. And so
Oh,
they're beeping, and I was just like, "Oh man!" And so I was like, didn't really pay too much of attention to it. I just figured I'd reset them, and then they went out. So I didn't really care. So like 24 hours later, my wife's like, "Something's beeping." So I went back out there, and I'm like, "You got to be kidding me, right? These things won't shut off now. They're just beeping constantly." And so I did a little research. Come to find out, those things have an end of life. I didn't know that.
Oh,
And when they
okay.
get to the end of life, they just beep constantly till you replace it.
Ugh.
You can reset it once, which I did. But
Yep.
Whoops.
so now I'm like, I guess I got to replace those things. So I started looking it up, and a couple of those, like the one is several weeks out. And so I'm panicking because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get that thing ready. So luckily I just got a notification they're
So
being
what you're
delivered
saying is
tomorrow.
bring our earmuffs. Is what you're saying. For
No. I got the parts. They're easily replaceable because they're just consumables. But
Yeah.
I had no idea. We've had it for a couple years, and I didn't realize that there was end of life. And so 2025 is the end of their lives, and so they were beeping on there, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But I did find them and found them in stock, and the guys were sending them to me, and I just got the notification
Nice.
that they're going to be out for delivery tomorrow. So hopefully I'll
All
get
right.
those put in, and I won't have to sit there and listen to this thing beep all night. Because my wife is about to club it. She's like, oh my gosh, that is so annoying. Every time I walk in the garage, I can hear that thing. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I got to take care of it. So I actually can turn the batteries off. So I turn the batteries off. So I shut it off for a little bit. But I don't like to do that because batteries aren't being charged. So, but anyway, so we'll be out there with that now that I got that figured out. And
nice.
Actually,
we got quite a few already RVs. I think I've got 8.
Wow.
As of right now, and
quite a bit.
Counting everybody, for what we do, and it might even be more. There's like one guy that always comes out, and he never tells me, but I just assume he's going to be there, and he is. And then one guy who just never had an RV before, but all of a sudden he says, "Hey, I got access to an RV for the weekend. Can I bring it out?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
Sure. The more people, now the first year we did it where we were just by ourselves, it was kind of weird, because we were out there just having a good old time. But it's grown. We're now. I think the last year, the year before, we had 7 or 8 guys out there night flying till late. So it was kind of fun. So it was kind of fun.
So all the electric's working. Just a heads up on that. All the electric's working. All the lights are working.
Very cool.
So I usually rent a big diesel generator for the weekend, and we're kind of on the fence because we're almost to the point of I think we're just going to buy a bigger generator, or we might do 2 and do parallel. We're going to talk about it this week at the board meeting.
Sure.
Because even for the jet rally, we still need a bigger generator with everybody running lipos and stuff in their jets. Yeah, so we need all that, and so we're going to talk about just actually biting the bullet and getting a little bit bigger one. Because even there's a couple, even if we have like 10 kilowatt, we're still probably enough for what we want to do on average. So because I think what we have now is like 6. It's just quite not enough, but so
well, you guys should look for one of those government sales. I mean, you have a couple of bases there, and they're always getting rid of generators.
Yeah, I showed a bunch to our club president. The thing we're most worried about is theft. We've had that place is notorious for getting broken into. Where it's going to be, and also if it needs repair, what's going to be the least expensive way to do that? So, like, if we buy, and you might laugh, but Harbor Freight's the quality of their generators has gone way up the last few years. I don't know if you've known or not. Even if you buy one of their high kilowatt or a couple of those, one breaks, you just go and you take it back and you get a new one. You don't. There's no fixing. So it's like, we got a Harbor Freight, 5 minutes away from the field.
Right.
So there's that thought process too. So we're going to talk about it, but But we'll always have enough power for AEF, whether I gotta rent or get out the.
Sure.
Or I gotta put you guys on the treadmill and you run all night.
Yeah, I've done that before too. I was up all night chasing airplanes one year. The wind was blowing. We should have had a windmill up there. That would have done.
Yeah, that's what you
generator.
need. And there, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
very,
probably
very
should
true.
get one of those out there. There's a couple weekends where we could have definitely powered the whole weekend with that.
Could have powered the whole weekend. Very, very true. Well, if you haven't already registered, please go do so. I'm guilty as that as well. I need to jump on there and register for the Electric Festival, so we'll make that happen. And then Shannon's pretty excited with the new logo this year. We appreciate that. And we hope to see you there. If we do, come on by and say hello.
Mm-hmm.
Normally we're shooting a show there, so if it looks like we're all sitting there with our headsets on talking on a microphone, then we're probably in the middle of shooting. But we love to talk to you guys and love to share our love of the hobby with our listeners. So unfortunately our 30 minutes are up, so we're going to let you go. I'm Michael from here in Arizona.
Jay from the hills of Texas.
And Shannon G and Mesa AZ.
And we'll see you at the Arizona Electric Festival.
Let's fly.
All right.
You have been listening to the Park Flyer Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your next visit. Please give our show a star rating and review, and feel free to email us your questions, topics, or suggestions to parkflyerpodcast@gmail.com.